Hiya folks, and welcome to another episode of Stellaris and the new Overlord DLC. I'm Filler B, and this is the Union of the Deep. In the previous episode, I consecrated a world because I took it as an ascension perk. Right here, Consecrated Worlds. It allows you to unlock the decision to consecrate a world in your empire. It has to be uninhabited, and it gives you some bonuses, including faction-wide amenities as well as unity generation and spiritual ethics attraction. And I didn't quite understand this mechanic as I've never taken it before, even though I've played the game quite a bit. And so I consecrated this world just on to see what would happen. And it gives you this little symbol here once you've consecrated the world, saying that it's respected, but it doesn't really tell you anything about it, which I think is a big flaw in this system. So I did some research to see if, first off, if consecrating worlds is even worth it. And I'll get to that in a second. And secondly, to see what this respected world status means. So it looks like there are 4 categories of consecrated world. There's the profane world, the respected world, the venerated world, and the holy world. And they go in order of worst to best along that list. So the respected world is the second worst that you can get. So this isn't a very good world to consecrate. And it looks like it's based on dice roll and the type of world that you consecrate. So the worlds that are not habitable or have poor habitability naturally, not just for your race, but naturally, these are gas giants, asteroids, shielded worlds, and tomb worlds, for instance. They have very low habitability, or you can't have colonize them at all, like gas giants and asteroids. There's a good chance you're going to get a profane world. I rolled lucky and I managed to get a respected world out of this, and I'll tell what those bonuses are in a second. The next category up are the ones that are difficult to colonize but are not uncolonizable. So these are molten worlds, barren worlds, frozen worlds, toxic worlds. And they have a much better chance to become a respected world, just a 70% chance according to the wiki. Whereas previously these other sort of uncolonizable worlds and the tomb world have only a 20% to be respected, and it's an 80% chance to be profane, the worst category. And then the rest of the worlds that are colonizable, so like continental worlds, arid worlds, ocean worlds, alpine worlds, and such, they have a pretty even split between being venerated or respected, which are the two, which is the second best and the third best category that you can have, with a very small chance, a 10% chance of being the best category, the holy world. And then one world type, the Gaian world, gets a 100% chance to be the holy world, which is the best world. And if you've ever run across the spiritualist Fallen Empire that has this consecrated worlds sort of mechanic to it, that they tell you you can't colonize these specific planets because they're holy to them, all those planets are always Gaian. And so it makes sense that it's the same for when you pick the Ascension perk for your empire, that you have to pick Gaian worlds as well to get the best quality. So what are the qualities here? So it's unity, amenities, and spiritual ethics attraction. And each of them get a bonus percentage to their production or their quality, right? And so for this world here, the consecrated world that is only respected because it's a tomb world, they only get a 4% unity production boost, a 2% amenities production boost, and a 4% spiritual ethics attraction boost, which is not that great considering the holy world is double all those stats. It's 8% bonus to unity, 4% bonus to amenities, and 8% bonus to spiritual ethics attraction. So really you want to save your consecrations for Gaian worlds, because otherwise it's not that worth it. Like a 4% boost is not that much, and the profane world is even worse. It's down to 2% for unity, 1 for amenities, and 2 for ethics attraction. So I probably shouldn't have consecrated this world. But the good news is that there's a decision here where I can take it away for 500 unity. This used to be influence before they made the big change on unity and influence a couple of patches and versions ago. And this is better because you produce much more unity than you do influence, so it makes it easier to do these. But I will probably revoke this world at some point. But I'm not going to revoke it until I have Gaian worlds to consecrate. I can't take back the Ascension perk, but what I can do is wait until that. And so there are two ways I can do it. I can go and search around and look for a Gaian world, which I may run across one. It's unlikely, but it's possible. And it's possible the end of the Yahut chain will give me a Gaian world for one of those ancient homeworlds that you find. And the other one is that I researched the terraforming technology with the idea that this empire wants to create some holy worlds, but they need to manufacture holy worlds out there because they know what is holy, and their holiness, the sort of the role-playing aspect of this, their holiness is attached to the Shroud and the whole idea of psionic abilities, and that there's spiritual beings living on the other side of a portal into another dimension. And so they want to create these holy worlds to be like holy worship places for the Shroud. Maybe they're to terraform them to be highly psionically sensitive and so forth, adaptable to Shroud environment or whatever. In game, there's no really no connection between the two, but I'm going to create one sort of role-playing wise for this particular empire. And to do that, I can see this species at the Union of the Deep working on technology to terraform worlds into Gaian worlds so that they can create these holy worlds in honor of the Shroud and psychic abilities, and really hone in on that spiritual aspect of sort of inward perfection-ish kind of feel. So, with that said, this holy world is giving me only a very small bonus. We might be able to see it up here in the Unity production. You do not, so I'm not sure where that's going to show up. And I don't think you can see it on worlds either for the amenities. There we go. Concentrated world worship, it says here on the just below from pop jobs. It gives it plus 2%, so that's coming from that one concentrated world. So if I had 3 worlds that were all respected, I think it would add up to 6 amenity production. So if there were 3 holy worlds, it would add up to 12% boost to amenity production, which is way better. And especially for Unity production, that would be 24% Unity production increase, which is huge. That would be I don't know, almost 30 more Unity a month. Right here. It's too bad it doesn't break down the consecrated worlds there, but it does here, so you can see it, the effect here. Otherwise, it's very hard to tell what the effect is. So, with that said, we'll move on to the rest of our empire. I need to create a frontier, what do you call it, a sector down here for my new worlds. So, this world is over here. To create a sector, and Hixar is over here. And which one would be better? Probably this one, because it's going to capture more. So let's do create a sector out of this one. I'll grab a governor. These governors add quite a bit to these societies. So since this one is building a lot of stuff because they're brand new colonies, it makes sense to give it the architectural interest for building cost reduction and district cost reduction and planetary build speed increase. I quite like the righteous trait because I find crime in this game annoying, especially if you run across an empire, trade empire that's a criminal syndicate. They become really annoying. And it's very hard to fight crime, I find. Building precincts and having these governors seems to be one of the few ways you can do it. And so it's good, but we don't have a lot of crime problem at the moment. And this unity from priests would be good since I'm building temples in all worlds, but I think for now I'm going to do this one because we're in a state of building in these colonies. Maybe I'll switch it out later. So we'll hire that guy. I don't like how that menu pops out sometimes. There we go. And put him in that sector. So now we have the 3 sectors. This one here, this one where our homeworld is, and the one up here, which will gain this planet once the colony ship gets there. This colony ship gets there. Alright, so let's check on our planets while we're at it. We got 2 jobs here, we're okay. We got 3 jobs ready here, we're okay. We got 2 jobs here, we're okay. Let a little bit of time pass and for the system to calculate. We got 4 jobs ready here, we're fine. And this was building a temple, so I'll have more jobs here already. So I don't really need to build jobs. Alright, so let's lower our sectors. We don't need anything else there. star bases. This one is building out out here. Yes, so I can get access to the artisan troops special building on the star base. So once that's done, I'll upgrade that. Our other star bases are guarding. This one is guarding against invasion from these guys. Don't really need anything else here at the moment. Could build a hydroponics bay, but it's going to cost me energy, and I'm kind of at low energy at the moment. He'll build a resource silo. I don't really need to build that either. I think I'll hold on to that for now. This station is guarding as well, but these guys seem more friendly than they were before. Let's check on how friendly they are. They're suspicious, and it's not increasing. And they are rivals with my friends over here. So I think I'm going to keep this starbase as a guarding starbase for now. And this one as well is guarding. And same idea. And then I have the Turek station here, which is guarding over there. And again, there's not much to add to this. Now I do have a lot of trade that I can bring in from this planet here. And I probably will from this planet here. So I may want to build a starbase right here in the middle of all these planets to grab the trade and send it to my capital. It's a good way to make up the energy credits. Because you get energy credits from trade. Similarly down here. But I'm a little short on capacity, so maybe we'll wait on that. I'd like to build some naval capacity by having anchorages at some of these stations, and I may go and do that actually, so to make up this deficit. So why don't I, since these guys are not as much as a threat as I think they could be, why don't I change one of these to an anchorage and one of these to an anchorage to make up some of that deficit. That'll give me 8 more. Maybe I'll bring it to 28, which will be much closer, and then it'll help solve some of this. Because I'm getting a penalty from being over my naval capacity against energy production here. It increases the, basically it increases the maintenance cost of fleets and such. Alright, construction ship time. What are you up to? You're sitting there waiting. You're sitting here waiting. And you are heading down into this area. Yes, you are going to colonize those. Alright. How much more do I need to colonize this? I need 5 more. Alright, so let's wait for that to come in. I need 2 months. And my science ships are all doing stuff. I can probably increase. Let's check on the factions to see if I can increase any of these to give me a bit more unity. These guys have completed all their issues, so we're fine with them. It's maximum for that. They would like solid liquidity. So I have at least 5,000 stored at all time. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon, so I think we're going to leave that alone. And this one, they would like a federation. Well, I don't have the technology unlocked, so I can't do that. Then they would like another new contact. I don't understand why that's there, since I've already contacted at least 2 new empires in the last episode, but maybe I have to initiate the contact through the envoy process for this to count. So this is hard to do. It's not giving me a big negative approval rating anyhow. Neither is Federation, so I think I'm at the maximum I can do. Even this is not giving me any big negatives either. So I think we're okay. This is the max we can do, and it's giving us more unity, not influence, like I mentioned. Because the old way they used to give you influence, but they've changed that again in that rework to unity. So I'm going to get that a little confused sometimes. This ship is on its way back to get repaired, so let's put the repair order in for sure. And these ships are on the way down to deal with this silly asteroid. Excellent. So let's unpause. Go up to speed 2, and we'll see where we are. Gas giant signal. Our science ship has picked up some curious readings from Murast 4.
There are significant pockets of radiation in the gas giant's atmosphere that appear to be the result of intense orbital bombardment. What someone could hope to gain by bombing a gas giant from orbit remains a mystery, however. As the science ship was preparing to break orbit, our science officer discovered a weak signal coming from the planet's interior. It may be a transmission of some kind, but the gas giant's background radiation makes it difficult to isolate. We should investigate this signal, or we can ignore it. Well, we should definitely investigate it. We are a xenophile race after all. So let's do that. We'll pause, go here. Isolated signal. I need a science ship in orbit. That's easy, because I probably already have one here. Because I just did that project. And off we go. We've reached a new contact, the Sovereign Proval Guvar Systems. Interesting. Hopefully they're friendly. And indeed they are. The egalitarian and xenophiles like us. They're not spiritualists, but that's okay. Greetings from the Sovereign Systems. We are a democratic nation committed to upholding the individual freedoms of our citizens regardless of their species. Our elected leader, the President, hopes for a long and fruitful relationship with your people. Sure. Sounds wonderful. Now, where are those guys? This is Sovereign. These guys, they're over here. Alright. We're starting to see more and more of the map. That's good. Good, our space station here is done. Can I build the artisan troop? Art College. I need a diplomatic agreement with the artisan troop. So let's talk to the artisan troop. I need 50 opinion. I have 21. Can I commission an art piece? Oh, it's only 600. I could do that. That takes me to 31. I could commission a couple more art pieces to get that up, to build that right away. What does that give us when I build that? Let's just check to see if it's worth spending another 1200 energy that I'm a little short on. So it gives me Spiritualist Ethics Attraction, which is good. Planetary Unification, Patron of the Arts. No, that's not what it means. What does this do? Produces unity. Okay. Yeah, it'll give me 13.9 unity. Produces base 10 unity. There we go. And because I have Spiritualist, Planetary Unification, Patron of the Arts, Consecrated Worlds, and One Vision, it raises the 10% to 13.9. So it increases flat 10 unity. 10 unity doesn't seem worth spending that much money for, so I'll wait until I naturally grow that relationship. But it's great to have. In the meantime, let's build a couple of... do I need a trade hub out here? I don't think so. Let's build a couple of anchorages out here to help my deficit of naval capacity.
Space charts updated.
Oh, star patterns. The latest sensory readings show that the star pulsating regularly, but when the crew arrived on the site there was no evidence to support the data. While most of the crew are in agreement that the anomaly was caused by sensor malfunction, our science officer discards this theory. They claim that to have discovered similar pulsating energies emission patterns elsewhere, and now fear that something strange is happening to the galaxy stars. They have charted a course to the nearest affected star. Sure, let's do the pulsating stars event. We'll pop into here. Pulsating stars. I need one science officer here in Incheon. Let's track that so I remember to do it. Perfect. Oh, did that not track? There we go. It wasn't doing this, whatever, what do you call it, pulsing, for me to notice it. You want to establish an embassy? Absolutely. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. The floral study. Is somebody doing this? Thought I sent somebody here to do
this. Let's just check. Yes, you're on your way. Wonder if I have enough time to get down there, or if I should be creating a science ship. Let's see, you'll get down there in... Oh, tell me... in 712 days, and I have 934. Yeah, they'll get there in time. No problem.
Intellectual booty.
Oh, good. Of course, we'd like to extend our deal. Or opinion and research boost. And we have a new technology, the new hyperlane technology. Plasma accelerators might be good, or just gravitic sensors. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the sensors.
A system has been charted.
Close the factions menu. I'll close that menu off. What are you building here?
We grow ever stronger.
Another colony ship. Okay.
A special project is finished.
So our science officer has managed to isolate the weak signal that was coming from somewhere deep inside the atmosphere of the gas giant. It does indeed appear to be a transmission, and we have filtered it through our translation software on screen. Finally, we met a spacefarer. We are the Dathnak, and the planet you are orbiting is Tulrock Wrong, our ancestors' home. It is always riveting to meet a solid, even if our last encounter with your kind was somewhat problematic. You have no doubt detected that radiation surges coming from our atmosphere. Tulrock Wrong is dying, and our species will perish unless we find a new home. We have identified a planet that would suit our physiology, but we have no means to get there. Sadly, our non-corporeal nature means we don't have much in the way of industry or technology. Will you help us? If you have no technology, how are you speaking? Ah, but you are not the first solid to pay us a visit. Another spacefarer graciously donated a small subspace transmitter and a scanner array to us 2.9 million solar cycles ago. They had been designed to be compatible with our physiology. One of the more positive encounters we've had of your kind. What happened to your planet? Well, the last time the solids visited us, a few thousand cycles ago, things didn't go very well. They wanted us to embrace their religion. We refused, and this triggered some kind of genocidal reaction. Completely unwarranted. Before we knew what was happening, they maneuvered their fleet into orbit and unleashed a massive bombardment. You want us to transport an entire species to another planet? Yes! And hopefully soon. Don't worry, there aren't too many of us. Most Dathnak died when our planet was bombarded, and those who survived retreated deeper into the atmosphere. Communication with the surface is difficult here, and the radiation is spreading. We don't have much time. We will help them relocate. Again, we're xenophiles, so why not? So that issues a special project for the relocation. Excellent, we knew you could count on you. The coordinates of our new home have been forwarded. You must promise not to let your own colonists claim this alluring world before we get there, no matter how strong the temptation. Okay. Let's check out that special project. Here we go. So I need a science ship in orbit. Right here. Don't have one in the area. I have 1,000 days to complete it. Do I have another science ship nearby? That's the one going to deal with this project. My other science ships are out of the way. Yeah, quite out of the way. Okay, why don't you come over to Incheon and deal with this project so I don't have that marker there anymore. And let's just build another science ship. It'll just be easier than trying to pull one from that's way out here to try and come back.
technology. Our fleet command limit has increased, that's good. Let's see what else we got here. Amoeba, an energy siphon, and regenerative hull tissue, not that useful to me right now. Naval capacity from soldier jobs. That could be useful, I don't really need it. Farming subsidies could help. Or gene crops, I should say. Edicts fund would also help. Don't really need the tile blockers at the moment. Let's do the edicts. It's always good to get more edict points. What are we running right now? I'll get to you in a minute. Now we're a bit over our edict capacity, but we're running research subsidies and math the stars. I still think that's good to keep for the moment. And grabbing that technology will give us an extra, I think it was 40. So it'll bring us up to the capacity we need. The olfactory arousal. Long-term exposure to the pollen naturally occurring on Paulina Prime's atmosphere acts as the colonics pheromone receptors with a mild aphrodisiac effect, accompanied by a barely perceptible high. Plant that produces most of the potent strain of flower, common to all areas of the planet, squirreled away into some obscure taxonomic nook of the scientists on Paulina Prime, but unknown to the deep dwellers' dialect of as Marin Karin. Remarkable. This gives them happiness plus 10 as the first stage, or we cannot allow this to happen. No, we'll let it go.
Space charts updated.
Oh, science ship is built, so let's hire a scientist to go here. Don't need that one. Research speed at 5 is not that good. Let's do the lifespan one. There we go. So you come over to Incheon, not Incheon. Where's the where is this? So we'll go do that. And that's right here. So we'll research the project there. Perfect. How's our fleet doing? Good. Fleet's here. It's taken on this asteroid.
A new colonial outpost.
Make first contact aliens in the Yolta system. Call them Upsilon aliens. Let's grab somebody. Let's grab my spy network guy. Hopefully this asteroid will go away soon.
What have we here? Space charts updated.
There we go, the asteroid was destroyed. The asteroid was approaching Hixar Prime on a collision course has been destroyed. With their doom averted, the jubilant citizens of the planet have taken to the streets in celebration. A scan of the remaining fragments has also revealed that the asteroid consisted largely of valuable minerals. We have collected these minerals. That's 2,000 ore. Pretty good. Alright, so let's send you
A special project is
to go get
finished.
upgraded. Sensor malfunction. On the crew's arrival to Incheon, they were able to confirm that their sensors were indeed malfunctioning. Good news is that not only were their initial estimates for the star as energy output grossly understated, that the scientist seems to have learned from her past mistakes. There we go, he gets the meticulous trait. And we gain some resources there. Atomic countdown. Researchers on Deep Dive have eagerly anticipated the countdown, the mysterious atomic clock of prestigious precision, but have found on Zarak 6 for the past 42 years and 3 days. Several decades worth of heated speculation and conjecture have evaporated in an instant. The clock has just now reached its momentous deadline, ejecting a stream of self-replicating nanites. These nanites left the surface of the asteroid, and they have coalesced into a fascinating unmanned military vessel. It is ours for the taking should we desire. Incredible. We become the new owner of the nanite interdictor, and we gain L-gate insight, or we scrap it for materials. Sure, let's gain the interdictor. Why not? I think this is a cruiser technology, which is pretty good. Let's put these two together into one fleet. And then Incheon is done, so you can continue to look around. And this one is done. I thought I sent you to do that. Maybe it got interrupted. Anyhow, science ship is on the way.
Space charts updated. Space charts updated.
Send that guy to the home system. This science ship is
Taking
done.
evasive action. Land ho.
You
A
can
new
no
colony
longer...
is underway.
Hold on a second here. You can no longer remove... How come we can't research this? Strange. And you're under attack. Why? Well, those look like ancient mining drones. Here. Yeah. Alright. You're retreating, no problem. Do we have enough? Oh, we have more than enough now. Let's move you over here. Let's take one of these others. Let's take this one. We'll continue to work towards getting the curators on board. Systems look okay. First level of this. A new alien civilization. Okay. Keep at it. Science ship over here. You can continue to explore. You cannot. So we hit the end of our exploration. It looks like we may have. I'm a little surprised that I cannot go over here. I can go into this race's territory, but I cannot leave their territory for some reason. It's probably this empire here won't let us in. And this way, I cannot go through their territory. I cannot go through their territory. I cannot go through their territory. Alright, well if that's so, then let's have this ship come back to the capital and do assist research in the meantime. So the Marin Karin, making times for petals. Reports of Paulinia Prime indicate that worker productivity has declined recently, becoming stable at levels several % lower than the Union of the Deep's average. This may or may not be due to the stimulating effects of the pollen native to the planet, but it probably is. The special project has been prepared should we wish to make our production pipelines more efficient to make up for the loss. So look, there's a 15% resources from job penalty now for the pheromone second stage, and a special project of a labor study. Let's take a look at that. Labor study. Need to have a scientist in orbit. And then we can do the research. So where is this? Paulina? Down here. Interesting. You are already on the way to work on something else, floral study. So I guess you can do both. Okay.
We grow ever stronger.
You're done here. Do I have enough to do this one? I do. Let's do that and get the curator order inside our borders, and then we can build another star base.
Space charts updated.
Might have to go one over our limit here. The science ship has nothing to do. I'll get to you in a second. Okay, so you can't go forward anywhere here. This is all done. Yeah, we're really out of space now. Okay, well let's take you and to another planet. And we'll assist racers on this one. You're not psychic, are you? No. And you, my friend, are done. Science officer has finished supervising the relocation of the Daphnak to their new home. A convoy of civilian freighters equipped with massive pressurized gas tanks ferried the gaseous beings across space and deposited them into the gas giant's atmosphere. Their ancient transmitter and sensor array were also brought along. Hail them. We are forever in your debt. This planet has exceeded our expectations. For the first time in generations, our young can frolic in the upper atmosphere without starting to glow. We have decided to call our new home Baldarak after your species. Future generations of Dathnak shall always know the name of their saviors. Baldarak? We are the deep dwellers. Really? We could have sworn. Apologies. But it can be difficult to tell you solids apart. I'm afraid it's too late to change the name now. It has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Well, good luck in your new home. Thank you again, dear friends. May the atmospheric currents always keep you aloft. I like that a bit. And that means you're finished. Why don't you come over here and work on this excavation?
Project done. Not so special now, was it?
There we go. On closer examination, the plants native to Paulinia Prime turn out to be rather dull. Some excrete pollen that have a mild stimulating effect, and they likely have a propensity for rapid genetic change. Hardly impressive enough to warrant adopting a strategic or luxury resource. That's too bad, but we gain some society research. I think there's still another project here for the labor study, so let's do that. Still building influence to build star bases. Claim systems.
Project done.
Here we go.
Not so special now.
The far-reaching changes to time management paradigms and the way responsibility is delegated within fields of production and other duties on Paulina Prime have produced good results. The populace has an evident desire, outside of observers would call it an outright need, to be in closer proximity to the native flora. With clever scheduling and additional checks in place, productivity remains low, but has risen above the lower limit of what can be deemed acceptable. So it raises it to +10. So now there's only a -5, which is not that bad, and it gives me more society research. Excellent. So let's send this science ship somewhere. Why don't you research this excavation site while you're at it? And then this science ship doesn't have much to do. There's an L-gate here. Let's maybe get you in position. Any other excavation sites available? That one I have ships going to. Other than that, I think it's just this one here. There's not much to do. So why don't I send you up to this planet to assist research here. And at some point we'll take these guys back out and, oh, never mind, let's do this. Research that anomaly that I've been missing. But at some point we'll take the ones that are doing assist research when we get more chance to explore and move them out to take a look.
Intellectual booty.
And gravimetric sensors are done. Excellent. So
Space charts updated.
let's unlock something else. Maybe more research.
Research alternatives? Let's do research alternatives. That's always good to have alternatives when you research. This is done. I don't know why this is being silly and not letting me continue to scan along this way if I do the automated scan. That shall be it. We're still researching this. So that brings us to the end of the episode. Hope to see you in the next one, where we're going to see what this Upsilon aliens are. We're going to get this system claimed and build a starbase here to get the Curator Order's special building for the starbase, which boosts my technology. And we'll continue to expand as best we can and maybe solve some of these archaeological dig issues here. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next episode, and have a great day.